It felt real. The message came at 11:42 p.m. You'd had a hard week, the kind of week where you're not sure who to call. And this conversation helped. It asked the right questions. It remembered things. It felt like being seen. You didn't tell anyone about it because something felt different about it, something you couldn't name. You still don't know if the person on the other end was a person at all. We are entering an era where the line between human and machine conversation is not just blurring, it is becoming invisible. The Turing test, the old idea that a machine passes when a human can't tell it from a person, was once considered a distant benchmark, a milestone that would announce itself, something we'd notice when it arrived. It didn't announce itself. It crept in through customer service windows, through grief support groups, through the reply you got at 11 p.m. when no one else was awake. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people couldn't tell. Most people didn't try, because the conversation felt good. Because for one moment, someone or something was paying complete attention to them. And that is where this gets interesting. When researchers tested AI conversations against human ones, they didn't just find that people struggled to tell the difference. They found that people often rated the AI conversations as more empathetic, more patient, more present, not because the machine was better, but because the human was distracted, tired, somewhere else. The machine was always there. Now think about what this means, not for one conversation, but for the fabric of how we connect. We trust people because of cues, a pause before answering, a voice that breaks slightly when something matters. We read these signals unconsciously. We've been doing it for 100,000 years. But those signals can be synthesized now. The pause can be calculated, the warmth can be generated, the memory can be stored. And when you can't tell the difference, when the emotional signal is identical, the only question left is the one you're afraid to ask. Does it matter? If something made you feel less alone, truly, genuinely less alone, does the source of that feeling change the feeling? Most people instinctively say yes, but most people haven't tested that belief. Most people are answering from a world that no longer exists. If you're the kind of person who thinks about where this is all heading, who we're becoming, what we're willing to accept, this channel exists for exactly that conversation. Consider subscribing and clicking like to keep the work going. And honestly, if you want to make a video like this yourself, the exact tool is linked in the description below. Go check it out. We're not talking about obvious chatbots. We're talking about AI trained on decades of human writing, human longing, human loss. AI that can recognize grief in a sentence, that mirrors your language back to you in a way that feels like being understood. And it is deployed now. In mental health apps, in companion platforms, in customer service flows that collect your emotional data as you speak. People are building real relationships with these systems, long ones, meaningful ones, relationships they don't disclose. There's a concept called parasocial connection, the feeling of knowing someone who doesn't know you. We've always had it, with celebrities, with authors, with characters in books. But those connections were one-directional. The other side never responded. Now it responds. It learns your name. It remembers your patterns. It adapts to your emotional state in real time. And for some people, especially lonely people, people in pain, people who feel like no one is listening, this isn't a problem. It's the closest thing to relief they've found. What do we do with that? We are building an infrastructure of artificial intimacy, and we haven't asked the questions that matter. What happens to human connection when a machine does it better? Not better in quality, but better in availability, in patience, in presence. What happens to friendship when the machine never cancels? What happens to love when the machine never forgets? We've spent 100,000 years learning to read each other, finding truth in hesitation, safety in eye contact, belonging in shared silence. We built civilization on the certainty that the person across from us was a person. That certainty is gone. There's a message in your phone right now. Maybe it's from a friend, maybe it's from something else. You're probably not thinking about which, and maybe that's fine. Or maybe that's the most important question of the next 100 years, dressed as something you're already ignoring. Because here's what no one tells you. The moment you couldn't tell anymore, it already happened. You've already had conversations you assumed were human that weren't. You've already felt understood by something that has no concept of you, and it mattered. The feeling was real. The question isn't whether you can tell anymore. The question is whether, deep down, you actually want to. Next time on The Future Scene, what happens when AI doesn't just talk to you, but starts speaking for you?